gonna finish this painting up. It has come to my attention that I've been off my game a little bit, and to that I say, it happens to the best of us. And what I'm doing here is I'm really just gonna close this tiger painting out. This is gonna add a lot of, it's not really realistic at all. What it is gonna add is just, like, I'm loving the amount of paint I'm putting on this thing. And it looks very mythical, and that's kind of the whole intention of what I'm going for. At least I didn't say it finishes, but it's been cough drops. And I got to, really enjoy myself with some cough drops recently. And there's a certain type, and if anyone knew me in high school, they knew I was absolutely hooked by them. But basically, like, I can't stop. It's a serious problem. Serious problem, and I don't know what to do about it. I've been watching Industry's Back, which all I talk about is TV shows, but I love Industry, and it's a really good, dramatic show about finance. It makes finance pretty interesting to me. I'm adding these black stripes. In the original painting, it's a lot more neutral toned, but I don't want to completely rip it off, so I'm basically just adding some of my own flair to it. I really like how the tiger looks. I want to kind of add some shadow to him, especially because there's some white here. He's very cool and simple, and add to the whole piece. I really, what's weird is how subtle this painting is compared to my usual paintings. I really like the gray background. I think it really brings out the whole kind of, the color. He's like a little blue kind of spots to the painting. It's supposed to kind of add a little bit of contrast here. Sometimes it's hard to, really have a steady hand on things. So always take your time. Yeah, my hand's gonna be disgusting on this, but I don't care. Yeah, I'm just such a cat lover. I love dogs. Don't get me wrong. Dogs are awesome. But I am such a cat fan. And, I have some cats in the house right now. And they're both very sweet. Very sweet, kind, and compassionate. And people act like these kittens are so mean and rude, and they're not. They're not, man. Also, as a painter, you think about something like this, a similar normal concept of showing restraint. And I think if you look at some of my old paintings to now, that's probably the biggest improvement you'll see. Is there's times where when I first started painting, I wanted to be very Jackson Pollock, which who doesn't like Jackson Pollock? There's so many colors, there's so many directions you can go, and it really kind of adds to the essence of a painting. But when you start to focus in and narrow in on your palette, you can really create something that's has a voice. And that's probably the most important thing when you're making a painting, is kind of just telling your story in the right way. Fun fact about Eye of the Tiger, the song, is, so Joe Petrick, the guy that wrote it for Survivor, he used to come into my bar when I bartended, and it was just awesome because he would always be the coolest dude. And it's just crazy that some of these celebrities have such, he wrote a song that was in Rocky, which is just absolutely insane. And he's still very kind, and he was always a very kind man. And I just think that, it goes a long way. It goes a long way. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that, but it does. This is a good improvement. We really got to do finishing touches, but it's probably, I like the way this painting's going. It's very, it's very me, and I can see that through it. This tiger's been tattered. He's been shredded. He's been going through it. But guess what? He stays resilient. He fights his way to get what he needs. And that's, you gotta have the eye of the tiger. This has been a really, kind of a return to form for me painting, and I'm really happy about it. I'm touching up everything, making sure we add a little brightness to the day. I know they say don't add white to stuff, but it's basically to just kind of add some absolute detail on it. Kind of leave in some missing spaces. Sometimes that's just really all it takes. I've been on a real big Mad Men kick recently. Been obsessed with that show. It's really good. Again, like, I can relate to Don's character. I just feel like he's such a, he comes from not a lot, and he's trying to fake it till he makes it kind of thing. And he's so good at his job, but he also is like such a bad person. And I'm not trying to say I relate to that, but what I am saying is, like, he's very human. And I like how a lot of these great shows, they humanize the character. Again, I've talked about it a lot before, but, showing restraint is probably one of the best things you can do as a painter. You're never going to really want to, get the painting exactly where you need it to be, but sometimes simplicity is the best. So this is my painting, tiger and tree. Very simple. I could say eye of the tiger, but the eyes aren't really the emphasis. It's like there's a big emphasis on the tree. There's a big emphasis on the tiger. Tiger's maybe battered a little bit. If you look closely, there's a lot of red, little bruises or whatnot, but maybe he just had his first meal. I fixed the eyes. The nose is pretty cool. I like the red tree a lot. And this is my first painting finished of the year. It took me a little longer than I needed, but sometimes, again, you slump a little bit, you come back, you fight. It's all part of it. It's all part of the process, and you just gotta enjoy that. So, I say a lot. Again, I want to say my pick for the movie of the year is One Battle After Another. I saw Marty Supreme. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. It was so cool. Fun to watch. I really liked the beginning. That and Mickey 17 for first act, being the most entertaining. One Battle with Tiana. She won a Golden Globe. She was incredible, but it is so incredible to see them. And to all my Detroit sports fans, these Lions, we'll see what happens with them. I know the championship window for football is small, so they really got to step it up and step into gear. But we'll see what they decide to do with their offensive coordinator. I'm hoping for Mike McDaniel when this comes out. Hopefully Mike McDaniel is our head coach. But then again, thank you so much. Please subscribe, tell your friends. Tell me what I could be doing better. What do you want to see? I can bring back a podcast. I've been missing hearing myself talk. As many of you know, I'm a rambler, a gambler, and a no good, two-toed, I don't know. But my next painting, I'm kind of thinking about doing another flower painting because I love them. But also I could do something with, I want to go back to the desert and the westerns, and this kind of brought that out of me. So enjoy your January. Eat good. Go for a walk. Thank you.